everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today is a very exciting video, so I'm so excited to talk to you about it. So my battery percentage is actually at 18%, so if this video crashes out and stops, I'm gonna freak out and I'm gonna crash out, but we're hoping that does not happen. So we're gonna try and get through these 10 books before it stops. So if you could not already tell, today we're doing all the books I read in May and a June TBR. I'm so incredibly excited to do this video. I stopped last month. This is literally my favorite video to film, though it's your least favorite video. It's you guys' least favorite video to watch, so maybe I should stop making them, but they make me feel happy, so I'm gonna keep making them, I think. Anyway, let's get into all 10 books I read in the month of May, because I literally had a bookish month. I am so obsessed, and last month I also had a bookish month, so I'm so obsessed with books, and I'm so glad that you're here. Let's get into it. Okay, the first book that we have is Paper Hearts by Ali Novak. This is a YA romance, and I read it April 30th to May 2nd. I read it as a physical book, and I actually have the book haul of Paper Hearts and Beach Read on my YouTube, so you can go watch that if you want. And I gave it 4 stars. Here's everything I said about it. I want to preface this by saying I read the second book first, so I actually have not read Ali Novak's first book in this series. I don't know what the series is called, but there is a first book, but it's not very important to the story of this book. I mean, they do mention the couple from the first book, but it's not very heavily needed. You can get the context clues that you need from the book, so it's really not heavily needed, but I probably should have read the first book first. This was a very cute but predictable romance, so if you don't like predictability, then you might not like this book, but if you do, then I highly recommend it. We do get a celebrity male main character, and we have 2 books this month where there's a celebrity male main character, so that's very exciting. And it was really cute. The road trip was really cute, and I would definitely recommend to people. I stayed up late reading this book, so obviously I liked it enough to want to keep reading. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I hope that you find yourself reading it too. Okay, next we have Beach Read by Emily Henry. I am in my Emily Henry era. I have read 3 books this month by Emily Henry, and I can't wait to read more. I'm obsessed with Emily Henry. I feel like every book she writes is so good, and I'm literally obsessed. I read some great romances this month, including 2 by Lynn Painter and 3 by Emily Henry, so I'm just so excited for this month and to talk about all the romances, but I am also excited for some other books. So if you also are excited to see me read not so many romances, definitely stay tuned for a video coming soon. I don't know if it'll be my next video, but it's definitely a video coming soon where I read only books that are outside of my comfort zone and not predictable romances. So if you enjoy this video but you want to see something a little bit different, definitely watch a video coming soon about that. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so I read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I read it May 2nd to May 3rd. As you know, like I said before, I did buy it at Target, and it was a physical book, and I gave it 4 stars. Now, here's what I thought. I think I could have given it less stars. I think I might give it 3.75 if I'm looking back now, but it was also really cute, so I think there's trade-offs there. But here's what I said. This review was really hard to think through because I have so many different thoughts on this book. On the one hand, it's very cute, the forced proximity trope is really cute, and the rival authors are very cute. But on the other hand, what was this book? I hated the miscommunication. There was literally so much miscommunication. If they had just talked about something, I feel like it would have been such an easier book, right? They were bonding over family issues, and I feel like these people definitely needed therapy. I think if they could have had therapy, I feel like they could have stayed together much longer, but I feel like this is the kind of book where they might break up, and I don't know. But I did think it was really cute, and I love the name January, so I think that's what boosted it from a 3.75 to a 4-star read, is just the name January I'm obsessed with. Also, where Beach Read takes place is really, really fun. It's not as fun as Happy Place. I think Happy Place is still my favorite place that Emily Henry has written a book from. I could go and rank all of my Emily Henry reads. Okay, our next book is China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. Okay, this is a drama. I read it May 7th to May 9th, and it was an online read, and I gave it 4 stars. I said, I really read this book for Charlie and Astrid. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a thing. So I actually did read the first chapter of the 3rd book, but I decided to read the 2nd book first. I was just gonna skip it, but I decided to read the 2nd book before I read the 3rd book, just because I was like, wait, I want to see Charlie and Astrid together. I want that. And so I did read it. I thought it was going to be a lot more about the wedding, but it really did not. That was only the first half, and I will say I did not expect what happened at the end. If you know, you know. But overall, it was crazy, but really good. I think this is the great thing about the Crazy Rich Asians series, is it's very twisty. You don't know what's gonna happen. You think something's gonna happen, and then that's not what's gonna happen. And so I think this is really fun. It's a cute, twisty, fun thing. Like, I feel like every book ends happily, but then like the next book, oh my god, there's a new thing. I don't think that he's coming out with any more, but I'd like to read more of Kevin Kwan's books once I get finished with the Crazy Rich Asians series. There's only one more, so I'm pretty close. Next, we have our first Lynn Painter of the month. We have Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. I gave this 4.25 stars, and it was a romance. I started this on May 9th and finished this on May 11th, and it was an online read. And here's everything I said. Oh my god, every Lynn Painter is just a hit every single time. No, I binged this book so quickly. I read the first chapter the day before, then I read from 9 p.m. to 12, aka midnight. I woke up and then I got up and read again. This was so incredibly predictable, but I still loved it. I'm obsessed with this book. I'm so incredibly obsessed with this book. Next we have The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. This was a romance, and I read it May 11th to May 13th. I read it as an audiobook, and I gave it 4.25 stars. That was so cute. The fake dating trope might be my favorite of all time. Now, this was not a summer romance, but I feel like it should be. Like, I feel like this is like a great book to read in the summer. So if you need any summer book recs, I highly recommend this one by Emma Lord. I love the fake dating trope. It's so much fun, and the place where it's set at is just the vibes. Like, it's just such a vibe, and I'm so obsessed with this book. So yeah, it was fake dating. It was like, it wasn't second chance, but it was almost second chance, if you know what I mean. Okay, next we have The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This is a romance, and I read it May 14th to May 14th, and it was an online read. Now, I gave this 3.5 stars after reading it. That's just what I gave it, but I think I will have to boost this up to 3.75. Not in any bad way, just because, like, it was, after looking back at this book, I think it was better than I anticipated. I was just so mad in the moment. So here's what I said. After looking at reviews, I see that this is an unpopular opinion, but I liked Mr. Wrong Number a lot more. The banter was cute, as per usual, from a Lynn Painter book, but I just didn't like the male main character. When I read Mr. Wrong Number, I knew from the start that book 2 would be about Jack, the male main character of this book. But I just feel that there was really no in between from one girl to the next. I have more on why I don't like Jack, but anything else would spoil the book. Anyway, it was cute, and read it before taking my opinion, but I do feel like it's overhyped. I definitely still agree with it's overhyped, and I definitely agree with Jack is just not the best book boyfriend. He's just not. I think that Lynn Painter writes a lot of like great book boyfriends, and so I think I was just expecting more and got less than what I was expecting. And I know that sometimes just a book does not hit for you and it hits for someone else, and so I understand that, but it was not great. So, that's how I felt. Next, we have Election by Tom Perrotta. Now, the next 2 books, I feel like I'm going to have to put the computer down and just yap because I have so much to say about these books. So this was fiction, but I read it May 4th to May 16th, and I read it as a physical book. I did buy this book, and so that's why it took me so long to finish, because I picked it up and then I started like some romance probably, and then so I just set it down and then I came back to it when I didn't have a book in hand. And the writing was really good. I will preface this by saying the writing was really good, but I gave it 3 stars because of what I'm about to say. So I'm going to pick the computer back up and yap about what I'm about to say. I really did enjoy this book, but it made me so mad. Like, the writing was so good, the characters made me so mad, None of the characters learned anything. They made mistakes, but they didn't learn from the mistakes. I feel like, given the chance, these characters would do the same things all over again. If you want to be mad, read this book. I literally hated it. They did make a movie out of it, and I did think about watching it, but I need to be in like a happy tone and then get mad, So I'm not going to watch it yet, but I have beef with this book. I have beef. I have beef with every single character in this book. That's why I gave it 3 stars. I was like, I can't deal with any character. None of them learned anything. I'm literally so mad. Next, we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Now, as you heard me say before, I'm going to put the computer down for the next 2 books because this book had the opposite effect. I loved this book. This is my second 5-star read of the year. It is romance. I read it May 22nd to May 23rd as, of course, a physical book. I'm literally so freaking obsessed about this book. I am so obsessed. I've given 2 books 5-star reads this year. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, I read last month and I am obsessed with, so I gave it 5 stars. And then also Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, I also gave 5 stars. Okay, welcome to what I said. I think I enjoyed this more than any other Emily Henry release yet, and that's saying something. I loved the dual writers element, and Margaret's story was really interesting. I loved the historical fictionness of this book. I'm obsessed. Also, Alice and Hayden had great communication, which is something I didn't like about Beach Read. I loved how open they were with each other, even from the start. I highly recommend to any romance lover. I could talk about this book for a whole 24 hours, but I'm going to get on to our next book, which is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Now, I did not know what to read after reading this book and just being so delighted with it. So this is what I picked. I took a few days being one, and then the next day I read this book, which was YA romance. I read it May 24th to May 25th, and it was an online read. I gave it 4 stars, and here's what I said. Wait, why was this so cute? The female main character is the bodyguard, and the male main character is the famous actor. The banter was absolutely amazing. I literally finished this book in one day. I highly recommend to all of the No Spice girlies. I'm obsessed. I'm literally so obsessed with this book. You need to read this book. Okay, our last book is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm just so obsessed with Emily Henry. It's a romance. I read it May 26th to May 27th, and I read it as a Kindle read. And here's what I said. As many people say, the banter was just so amazing. I'm obsessed. It's safe to say Emily Henry is one of my favorite authors of all time. Because I read so many newer Emily Henry books that this one wouldn't be as good, but honestly, no complaints here. I loved the grumpy ex-grumpy trope and how Charlie always made Nora feel like she wasn't a burden or that her problems weren't too hard for him. This might be a spoiler, but I think this is so important to put, and it didn't affect the plot that much, so I put it in. Anyway, I'm just so obsessed with Emily Henry and all of her books. It's definitely been an Emily Henry month. Hi everyone, and we are back. It is actually before I filmed the first part of this video. I just so wanted to film. I have nothing else to film, and I've been so excited to film this video, so it's actually before, but that doesn't really matter. But anyway, doesn't matter. Here is my TBR jar. My regular TBR jar that I usually use is at my mother's house, so we are using a bowl and some papers I made today. This morning. Did one fall out? No, okay. So let's get into it. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so since June is month 6, we are doing 6 picks from the TBR jar. Let's get into it. First up, we've got Yellowface. Why am I reading this book? Because my mother read it and Reese Witherspoon read it, and I'm like, I feel like a lot of people read it, so I should read it. So anyway, I'm gonna read it. It's gonna slay. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Why am I reading this book? Because it's one of 3 book talk books. I would pick up both of these books immediately. We just need one more, and that is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I really want to read that book, but we got the 2 other book talk summer favorites to read, so let's. Remember Me literally needs to be read by every summer romance girly, and I am a summer romance girly, so I need to read this book. Number 2. Now it's number 3. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I might read this one first. I'm going to read this book because if I'm reading number 1, I might as well read number 2. Like, I mean, come on now. I gotta read number 1 to read number 2. This is number 1, then I'll read number 2. So I think I'm gonna read it in order of Just for the Summer and then Say You'll Remember Me, but I need to read Say You'll Remember Me, but I need to read Just for the Summer first, you know? Okay, next one. Passion Project. I've literally seen this everywhere. Like, every single book talker is talking about, oh my god, I'm in love with Passion Project by London Fairy. Oh my god, I'm gonna read it. I feel like a lot of people haven't read it, but people talk about reading it. This is 5. We Should All Be Feminists. Okay, then I pulled We Should All Be Feminists. I feel like I've read a lot of romances recently, and honestly just like fiction books, and so I need to read a nonfiction book. So we're pulling out We Should All Be Feminists. I'm so excited to read this book. It's kind of short, but I'm low-key excited. Oh, forgot to. Okay. Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. And I've read the other two, so I might as well read number 3. Hi everyone, we're back to Forward in Time, Alice. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more. Also, letting me know what you would want to see next. Thank you all so much for putting up with Yapping Alice for like a literal almost 30 minutes. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye guys.